This event was an absolute disgrace. This event is the culmination of when an overly ambitious concept is nowhere near thought through enough to bring it to fruition, to bring it into reality. And honestly, this was an absolute sham. It was a terrible experience. For those of you who didn't read the title and just clicked on it, this is the Leon Hart pop-up shop, and I decided I'm just going to talk about it and pretty much just slam on the thing. For any of you who decide, oh, we're just going to defend Leonhart because this was such a charitable thing, or this was a really nice thing for the community, just stick around until the end of the video. You'll understand why, realistically, that's incompetent. That is not a proper stance to have. When you really think it through, really understand what exactly was happening in the situation, you'll see this is just another business venture. That's what it is. Yeah, there is some underlying charitableness to it because there's multiple ways to approach this. But overall, this was practically just an investment for him, and you'll see why. So, without further ado, let's get the video started. Alright, so, first impressions whenever I entered this pop-up shop. Very long line. It was really exciting. I was actually talking with a few friends who were going ahead of me in the pop-up shop. They were VIP 1, so they got in very quickly and got to interact with everything immediately. And it was exciting, being in the line, surrounded by these people, everyone being really excited for a Pokemon and whatnot, going in, trying to get their stuff. Finally, you make it to the front door, you make it in. And then, you're engulfed into a mass of people. So the little lobby where you got entered in, there's literally nothing there other than a little archway with Leonhart's face and the pop-up shop logo on it. You go into the door, and you just see an ocean of people. And you have no idea what you're doing. I talked to some of the people, asked them, hey, what's going on? And they said, oh, we're waiting for a booster pack. And I go, this is the line? They go, yeah. Where's the start of the line? It's right there. And I asked multiple different people, and everyone pointed to a different place. No one knew where the line was starting. So then I asked them, alright, what am I supposed to do? And someone having a different conversation separate of me kind of hops in and goes, hey, so if you're part of the VIPs at all, you need to go to the information desk and talk with them, get your stuff going in. We go over there, we get it, and the information desk is in the middle of everything. It is in the middle of Veronica Taylor, the voice actor for Ash, which has a long line, Leon Hart's merchandise shop, which also has a long line because people lined up for that one on accident instead of the pop-up shop. And then there was also the pop-up shop. There were so many things going wrong with this. It was an absolute catastrophe just looking at it. If you watch the live stream, it doesn't look anything like that. But if you were actually there, oh, it was all smoke and mirrors. So, I really want to pinpoint that I don't know who was the event organizer, but whoever it was should be ashamed of themselves for charging money for the absolute mess that they created. How can you take money for what you made? And furthermore, Leonhart is absolutely to blame for what happened, because he had to screen the event organizer to then have his event organized. So it starts from the top and it goes to the bottom. Right away, I'm going to address food. You go in to this place, and you are not allowed to leave. That is not Leonhart's fault. I need to clarify that. That is the venue's rules. However, when you go in, you are there for hours. Every single person who wanted a pack had to be there for hours. It took so long for this thing to happen. And you get hungry. You want food, right? Well, they had one food stand. The event opened at 10 a.m. and ended at roughly 5 p.m. They run out of food at about noon. Noon, 1 o'clock, they ran out of food. What? You should have at least 2 or 3 food stands there to feed your people. I thought he sold tickets ahead of time so that he understood how many people are going to be showing up to this event and try to plan accordingly. Then, the drinks. It's a pitiful selection. I think it was like 7 drinks, and all of them were Red Bull based, so I'm talking about alcohol. So no one really could get anything they really wanted. It was just, you like Red Bull, great. If you don't, well, you're plumb out of luck. You can't really do anything. As for the entertainment, the museum was nothing, okay? I gotta slam on the museum. Whenever you hear, oh, we're gonna take a trip back in time to the early days of Pokemon, what do you think? Oh, we're gonna probably be seeing some TV show, maybe some episodes, some highlights of Ash's greatest hits from the original, what was it called, Indigo League, I believe? And maybe we'll see some games, maybe we'll even see like some old views of, let's say, Pokemon Go, or just multiple video games. He didn't even have to buy sealed copies of the games. He could have literally just bought the box of the game and then sealed it up to make it look like the originals and have them sitting there and had multiple things showing a lot of stuff from when you were kids. No. All it was like some pins, some toys, and that's it. That's all there was for his museum. For the actual attractions, you had a bicycle from the games that you could sit on and take pictures of. You had a swing set, I guess from the games. I have no clue. It just looked like a swing set that you could sit on and take pictures of. And then you had a giant Pokemon cardboard cutout where you could stand to take pictures, and it actually did look pretty nice. And you would look like a Pokemon card. But that was it. I do have to criticize that, but at the same time, there wasn't a ton of space. Now, the main thing that angered me was how the venue was organized. Alright, so I had to take a second to draw this out. Alright, this is actually a very accurate description. You'll see why I was so upset, right? So this is entertainment, that's entertainment. This is technically entertainment. And then over here you have the bicycle. The bicycle you could ride in Pokemon. Why couldn't all four of those things, or all of those, just been kind of grouped up right here, right? Seems simple enough, right? The bars, of course, they have to be there. They're built in. But immediately, the other glaring issue you should see, which, mind my bad handwriting, is the info desk. The information desk is up here, not at the entrance. So every VIP didn't know what to do and was doing the wrong things. And being told different things, mind you, because they were telling people different information. It was confusing everyone. And the information desk is way over there, and it could have been averted just by putting it up here and putting a simple sign that says, all VIPs go to the information desk. Nice and simple, right? As for the vendor booths, there were a fair number of them, but the problem was the people trying to get to the vendors were mixed in with Veronica Taylor. And it was just an absolute mess. I really need to illustrate this. Where did I leave my marker? There it is. So, oh, there it goes. I might cut this, I don't know. Right here is the entrance and the exit to his merchandise shop, right? Kind of the way it's supposed to go is you have a line right here. And over here is the entrance for his pop-up shop. Now, let me show you the line. Not even a joke. It goes around here, went around here, went around, all the way to the entrance. No joke, it went all the way to the entrance, then went all the way through Veronica Taylor's stuff, curved back around, came back through here, and then all the way back to the entrance. That is what the line was. There was no organization. And earlier in the day, it was even worse, because you had all of these people just mixed in, and no one knew where to go. Meanwhile, the Veronica Taylor line is like this. And then the poor sods at the merchandise shop were also kind of mixed in, because they thought they were in line for this. Because they weren't told that this isn't the pop-up shop, this is the merchandise shop. And all the while, you have these people trying to mix in for the information desk, trying to know what is happening. This doesn't even go into the fact that there was the upstairs, and the upstairs was pitiful. If you didn't pay enough money, you didn't get to sit. Oh my god, just what were they thinking? And like I said, one food stall. No one had enough food, like it ran out immediately, and if you left, you could not come back in. If you wanted to come back in, congratulations, you got to pay $37 again. That was That's like if you gave a child the Jurassic World Evolution game or a city builder game and told them, just build whatever you want, and they like put 70 restrooms next to each other and the amusements are like 5,000 yards away from each other. Makes absolutely no sense. And the lines, just like I said, all of the lines were mixing up. There was nothing guiding where people should organize, so people were jumping lines, getting out of the way, going to the wrong places. It was a chaos, and nobody was informed. The venue staff, or the event staff, were saying mixed information. They were telling people, VIP 3, because they told me this. At 3 o'clock, we're going to call VIP 3, you'll all line up, and you'll get your packs. You can hop in right now if you'd like to, but you don't have to. We're going to call them at 3 o'clock. So what do? I say, I'm not waiting that line. I'm going to wait 2 or 3 hours. They have reserved packs. Come downstairs, they go, so many people hopped in line that we just skipped that. Like, they didn't announce it. They didn't say anything because they didn't want to interrupt the stupid live stream. So they compromised the experience of the paying guests to entertain unpaying free guests that were just watching on a live stream. Seriously? Then upstairs, people didn't even understand that, VIP 3 gets access to the upstairs, but they don't get to sit down. If you have to have paid like an extra, you have to pay an extra $45 in order to sit down? Yeah, it's too bad, you're too poor. Which really was just a kick in the dick. Honestly, like, I just bought VIP 3 because I'm like, I'll get my tickets, that's it. They didn't specify anything else. And like I said, the information center should have been somewhere else. They should have been informed. I had to manually go up to them and ask them, hey, so there's a lot of people on this line without the VIP bracelets who are just general attendance. Do you still have packs for people just walking in? They go, no. I go, why haven't you guys told anyone that there's no more packs for just general attendance and only the VIPs now? They go, we don't know. And so I asked them, hey, could you tell them? They go, awesome. They're not even allowed to announce it loudly over the stage or anything. They have to manually go to every single person and talk to them. What? Seriously? Now, for Leon Hart's kindness, what everyone seems to be holding him up on a pedestal as their Lord and Savior, Leon Hart. Thank you for giving us some packs. Thank you, my master. So, think about it. This was all an investment. This was PR. A tax write-off in some cases, because he did lose money, I'm fairly certain. Right out the gate, in order to get in, it's a $37 general admission. I don't know how much of that goes to Leon Hart, because obviously there's cuts involved, but $37. Then, for VIP 3, just to get your pack, your free pack, it's $90, $130 with fees. Right out the gate, seeing that, that ain't a free pack, $90. Then if you want a VIP 2, I didn't know the exact number, so I guesstimated because I do have VIP 1. $135, $175 with fees. Again, that's not much in the way of like actual free packs. All you got was a little backpack, and the backpack contents were utter garbage. They were worthless. Like, no one wanted them. It was just promotional material for his shop, essentially. And finally, VIP 1, the one where you got to meet Mr. Leon Hart himself. You got early access to the venue. You got everything. $175, $232 with fees. Looking at that, I thought, okay, maybe that one's the good one. But I have a friend of mine, Havang, who went into the actual event, got to get his pack relatively early, but he told me the experience. There were multiple people getting into the line with the VIP ones who shouldn't have been getting packs at that point in time. Getting them early ahead of time and taking away from those VIP ones. Because if you saw the video, there was Neo Genesis, I believe, the first set, if I recall correctly, from the Neo block. Actually there, which is essentially reserved for the highest paying customers. Well, some people got mixed in that shouldn't have. On top of that, even the VIP ones had no idea where they were supposed to go and weren't instructed where to go. It was utter chaos for them. And even as the VIP 1, who had arguably the best, or easily the best experience of the entire event, it was still unpleasant for him. after $232. Not to mention flying out, because there were a number of guests who flew out or drove out. Not to mention all of their hotel expenses and all that stuff for this event. So keep in mind all of those ticket prices. Then you have multiple stands. You had Troll and Toad. PSA had not one, not even two, but 3 stands. Then you had Pokey Data, and you had one more stand mixed in there. Every one of those people had to pay for their slots, or Leon Hart was getting some form of kickback in the form of commission. So right out the gate, that's lowering his overhead cost. Then, again, the food stands and probably the bar, all of that, because it was not an open bar. You had to pay for everything. All of that, more kickback to him. Then, ton of merchandise sold. He gets the ticket kickback, which, remember, the VIP ones are pretty expensive. And then, to top all of this off, I'm trying to remember. Yeah. And then, to top all of this off, even after the venue was practically full and done, they were still letting in more people from the street. Like, more just general admittance people. And not telling them that all the packs are sold out. That's the reason they came. They came to get the packs. That's why they paid you $37. And yet you're not doing the simple common decency of telling them, hey, before you make your purchase, you know this. Be an educated buyer. Seriously? Because there was no sign saying anything. This kindness sham is just garbage. It's utter nonsense. At the end of the day, he lowered his overhead costs quite substantially, got multiple content creators involved, so there was a cross-pollination in the viewership, and essentially became a PR stunt where now he has a lot of positive press, because look at the comments. Look at how people react to anyone slamming this thing. And he gets multiple new audiences starting to see him, especially the Yu-Gi-Oh! Audience because of Team APS. That's a sizable content creator. Then on top, and then there's probably some tax advantages he gets to use if he lost money, and he can use it to get some money back. This was a long-term investment. Yes, he's not going to get it immediately, but he's grew his viewership. This was just an investment. It was just making a purchase. Would you praise anyone for just going to a card shop and buying some cards? No, you wouldn't. That's just not what you would do. So why would you so ardently defend something that was done so incompetently, so poorly, that practically all of the attending people were just in dismay. They were in utter disbelief at how bad it was. And it was genuinely frustrating and in some cases infuriating because no one knew anything. Even the people working the event are angry with the organizers and everyone above them. You know they did not do their due diligence. And to top all of this off, they had 2 years to do it. 2 years to organize this absolute shit show. I mean, what the hell was this?